I know I'm probably not alone when I say that I've had more virtual meetings in the last year or two compared to any time before. The pandemic gave rise to remote work, and video conferencing tools made it easy to make the switch from in-person meetings to online. But that's not to say it didn't have its challenges. Taking into account things like Zoom fatigue, hosting online meetings where everyone is focused and engaged can be tricky. In fact, a recent survey conducted by Livestorm found that around 40% of US remote workers had problems with concentrating when using video communication tools. So how do we overcome that, especially if remote work is expected to continue and even increase in the near future? Hey guys, I'm Daniela, Content Manager at Livestorm, a video engagement platform helping users to connect, engage, and collaborate through virtual events and meetings. And today I'm going to be sharing 5 actionable tips for you to combat virtual meeting fatigue and host meetings that are more engaging and less of a drag. Are you ready to dive in? Let's go. According to a Stanford study, some of the biggest causes of Zoom fatigue are the excessive amounts of close-up eye contact during video calls and the lack of nonverbal communication cues, like those that come from body language, gestures, and expressions. So not having this in a virtual setting means that we need to make more of an effort to communicate verbally, which can cause a major brain drain. So starting at the basics, if you're looking to host engaging meetings, choosing the right tool stack that's modern and adapted to the new world of remote work is essential. And modern platforms like Livestorm are built with this in mind. So there's essentially a virtual stage that allows a set number of speakers to present simultaneously, and they can easily be added or removed from the stage so that everyone has a chance to present. And this makes it a lot cleaner and more simple compared to having up to 50 people sharing their screen and talking simultaneously or even more. And with the separate tabs to chat, ask questions, run live polls, as well as send those fun emoji reactions, there are multiple ways to participate and interact without having to unmute yourself and talk each time. And you can also integrate Livestorm with a number of collaboration tools, for example, Miro virtual whiteboards. And launching Miro during your meeting allows you to easily take notes and share on the board, brainstorm with sticky notes, and even develop mock-ups if you're a team of designers. How neat is that? We all know that online meetings can sometimes be awkward, especially if everyone isn't super familiar with each other. And a good way to break the tension is by using games and icebreakers to replace the much needed informal chit-chat that you would have in in-person meetings. So saving a few minutes at the very beginning for an icebreaker is perfect for setting an upbeat tone and warming everyone up before getting to the more serious stuff. So here's a few ideas on games. You could play a game of show and tell, where each participant grabs something that is unique or carries personal value to them. For example, I'm a huge fan of making ceramics, and I'm always up for sharing some of my creations. You could also show your pet, or heck, why not even your kid? Another way to inject some fun into your meetings is to ask everyone to share a GIF or meme as part of the agenda. And it could be like a GIF of the week, or even maybe your all-time favorite GIF. And lastly, another idea is to play a game of If You. So you could ask everyone questions like, if you could go anywhere on vacation, where would you go? Or the classic, if you could eat only one food for the rest of your life, what would it be? So some of these might sound really cheesy, but I guarantee you that it'll make your meetings more fun and allow everyone to learn a little bit more about each other and feel more comfortable. There's nothing more frustrating than a disorganized meeting, especially when you have more important things to do. In fact, in boring, irrelevant meetings, I often find myself checking my email or social media without even realizing it. So bringing it back to the basics, it's important to consider these 3 questions. Do you really need to host this meeting? Don't just host one for the sake of it. Many topics can be discussed in a quick Slack message or phone call. 2, is the meeting relevant for everyone who's been invited? Typically, the more people there are in a meeting, the less engaged and connected people feel. And the threshold is much lower in in-person meetings compared to in-person. So my advice is to avoid inviting people if it's not vital for them to be there, because you can also fill them in afterwards by sharing meeting notes or recording of the session. At Livestorm, for example, we use our own platform for our company-wide meetings and share replays in our virtual workspace on Notion. It helps everyone to stay in the loop in case they're out of office or simply unavailable. And the final question is, are you and everyone prepared for this meeting? You'll want to avoid winging it and instead set an agenda and make sure that everyone knows what will be discussed. And to make it more inclusive, assign an agenda item to each participant whenever possible. In order to liven up your meeting, you want to feature as many visual elements as you can. Whether you share your screen, upload a PowerPoint presentation, or even add a video segment, it'll help keep things interesting and the other participants focused. In meetings that I host, I like to upload my own PowerPoint presentation, and within it, I include videos and images whenever possible. I'm also a huge fan of adding GIFs to my internal presentations, but it really depends on what kind of company you work for and if they don't mind that sort of thing. If it's fine, I say go for it. In order to keep your meeting interactive and inclusive, it's best not to hoard the mic. So try to include other participants as much as you can by assigning them a part of the agenda when it's relevant, or at least asking everyone questions throughout. And one way to collect feedback from everyone is to prepare some poll questions for your meeting. With Livestorm, you can prepare your poll in advance and easily launch them in just a couple clicks. And you don't need to limit your poll to only serious topics. They can be part of your icebreaker session too. For example, asking everyone to answer a multiple choice question about a random fact. And calling on participants individually during your meeting and asking them questions, for example, their opinion, is a great way to make your meeting more inclusive. So don't forget to save a little time at the end to do a recap of everything discussed and ask everyone if they have any feedback or questions. All right, folks, that's it for my 5 tips for hosting more engaging meetings. Don't forget to subscribe to this Livestorm YouTube channel for more great content. I hope you found this video insightful, and if you have any of your own tips, don't hesitate to add it to the comment section below. I'll see you next time, and until then, keep creating, keep engaging, and keep those connections alive. I'll see you soon. Take care.